An ex-con is released and travels to Banshee and soon assumes the identity of Lucas Hood, a small-town sheriff. Set in the Amish country of Pennsylvania, this high-octane HBO series delivers explosive action, intense drama, beautiful characters with dark secrets, and an even darker moral compass. It takes viewers on a relentless ride of crime, betrayal, and redemption that will get you hooked from the first episode. Banshee is a brutal, thrilling, action-packed drama series that captivated audiences during its 4 seasons. While there are nowadays remakes and continuous sequels, Banshee is refreshing in its idea, even though it is a little far-fetched. It delivers on its high-stakes drama, powerful character arcs, and shocking actions throughout. Let's dive into Banshee and its various elements. The central figure in Banshee is Lucas Hood, a former criminal thief who assumes the identity of a sheriff in the town of Banshee after his release from prison. His turbulent past and his quest for redemption, as well as his unorthodox methods of law enforcement, make him a fascinating and complex protagonist. The funny thing is, throughout the entire series, we never get to find out what his real name was. Antony Starr's performance is both commanding and nuanced, successfully portraying a man deeply scarred by his past, but still holding on to his ideals in a chaotic world. Another key character is Carrie Hopewell, who is both Lucas's former lover and a mother of 2 in a seemingly perfect suburban life. She has her own dark secrets, which makes her arc just as riveting. Carrie is emotionally complex, caught between her desire to maintain her family life and the pull of her dangerous past. The series also introduces us to Job, a tech-savvy hacker with a knack for getting out of sticky situations. His quirky, sometimes comedic presence provides relief from the heavy tone of the show, though he's also deeply loyal and can be ruthless when necessary. I felt entertained whenever he was in a scene. Job may technically not fall under the main character, but that's the kind of vibe he gives off. He is one of the most memorable aspects of the entire series. Supporting characters in Banshee offer an intriguing mix of moral ambiguity and personal struggles. There's Sugar Bates, a former boxer turned bar owner who serves as Hood's ally and confidant. His calm demeanor and deep understanding of human nature make him a beloved figure. We are introduced to Deputy Lotus, who was supposed to be the next sheriff if it were not for Hood. He plays things by the book, so the interactions between the two are fun, seeing that Hood has such unorthodox methods. You can also tell very early on that he is bitter about being overlooked to become the next sheriff. Then there's Deputy Siobhan Kelly, who starts as a rookie law enforcement officer, but gradually becomes one of the more capable and morally grounded characters. She forms an important bond with Hood, adding complexity to the show's intricate relationships. We also meet Rebecca Bowman, a rebellious Amish girl who is the niece of the main antagonist, Kai Proctor. When taken in by her uncle, she sees the power he wields, and on multiple occasions, tries to shape her own path in search of similar power. There are a few more supporting characters that add to the story, but these are the 4 I liked the most. The antagonists of Banshee are equally compelling and terrifying. From the get-go, the show introduces Kai Proctor, an ex-Amish crime lord who becomes Hood's primary adversary. Proctor is a man of sharp intelligence and cold cruelty, but his backstory and complex relationships with his family, especially his niece Rebecca, bring depth to his character. His performance by Thomsen is magnetic and memorable, making him one of the series' standout villains. Other notable villains include Lucas Hood's former criminal boss, the Dangerous Rabbit, and a slew of local and regional criminals, all of whom add to the escalating tension and sense of ever-present danger in Banshee. One of the more controversial aspects of Banshee is its frequent use of sexual content. Many of the female characters are portrayed in a highly sexualized manner, which at times feels gratuitous, especially when it distracts from the central themes of the show. Some of Carrie Hopewell's intimate interactions could have been handled more subtly. While the show does explore the characters' sexualities in a way that adds to their complexities, the frequency of these scenes sometimes feels excessive, leaning more on shock value than emotional depth. The same can be said about Rebecca Bowman. Banshee is famous for its jaw-dropping, often over-the-top action sequences. From brutal hand-to-hand combat to explosive shootouts, the series constantly ups the ante with its violent set pieces. The series is relentless in its depiction of physicality, with every punch, gunshot, and chase scene leaving an impact. There are times when, although the action is fun, it too often commands us to suspend common sense. Hood's internal struggle between his past and his desire to protect Carrie and Diva makes him a sympathetic protagonist. Carrie's battle between her responsibilities as a mother and her darker instincts gives her a unique depth. Sugar Bates, with his wisdom and loyalty, also stands out, as does Job, whose technical brilliance and unbreakable spirit make him a fan favorite. Proctor, Rebecca, and Burton I loved due to their portrayals, dialogue, and actions. Diva constantly whines and feels sorry for herself. Like Rebecca, she is in a rebellious phase, but after a season or two, you still put yourself in certain positions she gets into. It's just ridiculous. Alex Longshadow is another character I disliked, from the start just wanting to have things a certain way, despite not having enough knowledge and experience of the game. Banshee is fast-paced, never lingering too long on any one plot point. It tends to have multiple villains per season, helping with the pacing and ensuring things never stagnate. While this keeps the show engaging, it can feel a bit overwhelming at times. Some storylines, particularly in the final season, might feel a little too packed, as the series tries to wrap up multiple arcs at once. Almost every major character undergoes significant development throughout the series. Hood is a hardened criminal, but near the end, he removes himself from the equation as things get too much. He also has internal battles and drops his guard in the final season to Dawson, but Carrie's internal struggle with her past offers great emotional depth. Even Proctor shows some level of growth, as his relationship with his niece Rebecca complicates his actions. Banshee excels at evolving characters under pressure and keeping them grounded. The series finale is bittersweet. The final episodes are tense and action-packed, and provide some emotional payoff for long-running character arcs, especially for Hood. While the show wraps up many storylines, the ending isn't neatly tied. Some feel like the arc of Proctor should have been closed off by Hood himself. Banshee is a thrilling, violent, and unpredictable show that shines due to its complex characters, intense action, and moral ambiguity. While the series has its flaws, particularly in its treatment of certain characters and the over-sexualization at times, it remains a fun, entertaining show to watch with high expectations and thrilling action.